We have upgraded our collection plates to 24 karat gold. So when that collection plate comes to you, you ask yourself if what you're putting in that collection plate is worthy of touching 24 karat gold. Okay? All right? That's what you have to ask yourself. If it's worthy, you drop it in the box.
Well, what kind of money you like, BJ?
If it's 24 karat gold, gentleman jacket got to be the kind that fold. We ain't taking no change no more. It got to fold, and it got to have 2 digits on the bill. You understand what I'm saying? Two
Yes,
digits
sir.
on the bill.
Yes, sir.
24 karat gold collection plates. We gonna get this thing started with the Sideline Junkies podcast. Now I see an OG picture up there. I see some OG people up there. Everybody, welcome. I'm the boss B. To this side, we got the Midnight Rider. Up this way, the Gentleman Jack Carr, and the guy above me is the producer extraordinaire, the big guy KG. Morning, everybody.
Morning, sir. Uh-oh.
KG, take it away.
Good morning, everybody.
My bad. The mute button. I'm trying not to find the mute monster today. No, nobody mute monster. Let's see if we can get through a show.
Welcome to the Super Bowl edition of the Sunday Rise. Super Bowl 59. This is the 7th Super Bowl we've done. I think it is. I think it's the 7th Super Bowl out of the 8 years because tomorrow's our 8-year anniversary. So it's kind of cool. But you know what? Just for the sake of argument, tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send out the audio version of our very, very first show so you can see how far we come.
That'd be cool.
But let's get this thing started. Last night, we had some good news, man. Really, really good news. Dickie V came back to the announcing booth. He was back after 2 years away, dealing with cancer treatments. Good to have him back. What was that? That was a Clemson Duke game, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Luke John.
Duke dropped that one 77-71. Your boy Cooper Flake had a well, hello there.
This is the grandbaby. This is Nala Alizé Moet Chardonnay. Hey, baby.
What's her middle name? Portia.
Kendall. You say hey.
Hey, friend.
See, this is the first time on camera, so we gotta get her situated. She gotta do some producing duties also, so I gotta get her.
Okay.
I gotta get her straight. I gotta get her a little computer and everything. Look, she already grabbing a pen. She's writing some stuff down in baby gibberish. I gotta get that translated. She's writing something down. Something about Cowboys suck, but I don't know. Yeah, something like that. She's already writing stuff down, so.
That sounds good.
We got to get her a nickname.
We need producers.
In that game last night, Jack, your Blue Devils had a chance to win that game, and Cooper Flagg slipped with the game on the line, and they called a travel on him.
That's the second time he slipped. He slipped two possessions before that as well. Almost similar spot. A lot of these coaches bump the bench out on the floor for timeouts because they can't hear because of the crowd noise. And I'm not sure if Clemson was doing that or not, but he clearly slipped bad. I mean, both feet just rolled. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not that guy that's going to say, oh, that's why they won. They won because they hit more shots. I was worried about Clemson before this game. As I said Thursday, Clemson's long. Clemson's tall. Clemson's big. They match up good with Duke. Clemson's going to be breaking into the top 25 this week. I promise you that. 1 and 2 is going to stay the same in most polls, but in JC's top 10, I guarantee you 1 and 2 won't stay the same. So catch us on Tuesday for an updated top 10 poll. What you got, Midnight Rider?
First and foremost, it was just great to have Dickie V back.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then, you need that little boom just for old time's sake. I don't know if he's going to do any more games or not. KG's probably the expert on that. But it's exhilarating, baby. It's awesome, baby. All that stuff is back. PTP. You know what I'm saying? Super sensational, scintillating. The 3 S's, baby. Just all of it. And it's good to have it back. Even if it's just for one time. Same thing with somebody we're going to talk about later. Just getting some of these guys the ability to go out on their shield the way they want to, even though they don't have their fastball anymore. You know what I'm saying? They could go Levon Hernandez and crank out that 62-mile-per-hour fastball. So that's a good thing. It's a good sign. I'm just glad we get to at least acknowledge them one last time.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know we was talking about Dickie V. Let me just give you a small tip. I mean, he's been out of ball for 2 years, over 6 months of chemotherapy, 65 radiation treatments, man. I remember my sister doing that. 65 of them, man. And Dickie V could not talk for 8 months. I'm sure his family might have liked that, but I want to hear some Dickie V, So that's it. He's got a passion for people. He's got a passion for basketball. He's got a passion to make a difference in other people's lives. That's why Dickie V is good for basketball. That's why Dickie V is good for all sports fans. Thanks. BJ?
Sometimes it's just, somebody said, I think it was Matty I said something, could this be like a farewell game? And if it is, it's just, sometimes you want to go out on your terms. You want to go out on your terms and do what you love doing. And you don't want it ripped away. If you have the opportunity, just don't want it ripped away from you on somebody else's watch, on somebody else's terms. You just want to go out doing what you love. Even like Ric Flair, let me die in the ring. It's just one of them things. And you think of college basketball and it's Dickie V. Big games, Dickie V. And I know a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people. You're never going to be liked by 100% of people. I'd always tell my oldest daughter that. And some people can't stand his voice, can't stand his analogies and his enthusiasm. And then there's people like us that love it, and it's just a part of basketball. And it was just good seeing his face and seeing him on the sidelines and doing what he loves doing. And if it was the last time, then it was a great. But hopefully, knowing him and how he is, he probably got a little bit more in the tank. As long as the health keeps up. So it was great to see.
Yeah, I think he'll be back. Do you guys know Dick Vitale called his first game December 5th, 1979? That's amazing. I think it's something like 45 years, his announcing career. That's amazing.
Isn't that after he got fired from the NBA? Wasn't his last job an NBA job or something like that? Well,
I left Marquette. Then I think he did go to NBA. But
okay.
I will look into that before we get straight.
I'll say this. I have always been a Dickie V fan. If you're old enough to remember, he had Awesome Baby College Hoops on Sega. Him and Brad Nessler were the voices on EA Sports NCAA March Madness. And I got a couple of copies of that in the room. I got 2001 and 2006 in the room, which are my two favorites. And the amount of enthusiasm that he brings to the broadcast is unrivaled and it's unmatched. I hope this was not a farewell thing. I hope this is just, hey, welcome them back. And then we're gearing up for March Madness because we got a month before, conference tournaments start, and then we start the big dance and everything. So we got a month. And to think of what we're going into this cycle of March Madness without, I think Dickie V has to be the one to get us through, because we're going through it without Greg Gumbel, who's been the voice of March Madness for how long? So we're going through it without him. We can't go through it without Dickie V too. Gotta have him.
Yeah.
And he is quite possibly one of my favorite announcers. And I got a list of favorite announcers that I love to just listen to. And he's a voice of our childhood. Because like Jack said, first game was in 79. I think I started watching college basketball in the 80s, about the mid 80s. I started really watching.
You better not try to claim 79.
Huh?
I said you better not try to claim 79.
I can't claim 79. I can't.
I'll say more like 77 for me.
Well, I mean, that's because what were you, 30 at that time, Jack?
Damn.
I got your number, fool. I got your number.
But to be honest, man, it's good to see him back. And BJ knows how I feel about him. And we'll talk about Hubie Brown, know how I feel about him. 85 years old, still going strong. And when you do what you love, man, it make you feel young. So
yeah. Well, Midnight Rider, that was
return.
A good call. I'm sorry. Thought you were done, KG.
Oh, go ahead, Jack.
I was going to just say Midnight Rider made a good call on that. When I said his first game was December 5th, 79, he got fired from Detroit Pistons November 8th, 79. So it was right after the NBA. Good call.
And another return that we're getting today is the great Randy Moss. He's coming back after his cancer treatments. Man, this right here, this weekend should make you smile. Not only because it's Super Bowl weekend, not only because it's a Kendrick Lamar concert tonight, but Randy Moss, Dickie V coming back to TV should make you smile. Jack, tell me about Randy Moss.
What is there not to tell about Randy Moss, man? One of the most dynamic wide receivers ever. And I saw in the pregame earlier today when they were doing ESPN, Jerry Rice gave Randy some love and called Randy the GOAT. I put them two up there hand in hand with a nod to Jerry Rice over Randy Moss. But hey, that was nice for Jerry Rice to say that about Randy. Rand University. Everybody knows that story. It was something, man. My brother-in-law was at Marshall when Randy Moss was there, and he used to always tell me, man, we got this guy. He plays basketball, baseball, football. He plays everything. Best athlete you ever seen. He goes fishing. He's wild, man. And I'm like, really? And he's got this little white guy that plays basketball with him. He good too. And I'm sitting there thinking, Randy Moss, Jason Williams out of Marshall University, So I've been a Randy Moss fan for a long time. God bless Randy Moss, man. This cancer stuff sucks. I hate cancer. And he's got a long road, man. He's got what cancers he got? He's got some kind of intestinal cancer, isn't it, guys? Y'all know?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to look up now.
Yeah, I looked it up last night, and that's not a good one to have, bro. Not that any of them are. But he looked good today. He looked really good. I was surprised. I was hoping he would make an appearance before or at Super Bowl Sunday. So, yeah, I'm a huge Randy Moss fan. I'm sure anybody that watched football in the 90s, early 2000s loved Randy Moss as well. So that's all I got to say about Randy. Get better, my man. Get better.
I agree with Jerry Rice. I mean, anytime you can make a verb off the things you do, That's got to make you the GOAT. I'm sorry. I mean, if you got Moss isn't enough. I mean, there's like 3 moments. I think about Jerry and just being Jerry, catching all the passes, having a great season in his 40s. I get all that. I love all that. But the punt return formation against Calvin Johnson and the term Moss are probably 2 of the 3 of the things that I remember the most about these guys and playing wide receiver and why I hold them in such high accords, because you just can't have a term about you. The broadcast, I think Randy's done a great job of adjusting, learning the cadence, actually being able to create something special, finding a niche in this show. It's amazing how he caught on and how everything turned out. I'm happy for him that he's back. I'm glad he's back. I'm good because I know he's a good broadcaster. He's shown it time and time again, and I wasn't expecting him to be this good. And I'm glad he's back. I don't know if this is just, again, same thing with him and DV. I don't know if this is just a curtain call or if this is, I'm back for good. Whatever way it is, I don't care. We got it. They tried to make us cut onions this morning with the opening, which was touching, and all the people saying, welcome back. Just all special, man. Couldn't be something for a better guy, man.
Midnight Rider, well, you said something about him in the booth and how good a job he's doing now, in pregame and whatnot. I didn't ever have a doubt about that as far as his knowledge, but in the beginning, his twang, his West Virginia twang, he had to work on that. And he talks much better than he did, say, a couple years out of Marshall University.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
He worked on his craft in his new part of his career. And
another guy he's a wide receiver, and he did the same thing, Santana Moss. If you listen to early Santana Moss and you listen to Santana Moss now, it's 2 different people. You won't even recognize them.
Same thing with Smoot.
Well, Smoot always going Smoot. You can't.
That's because he got marbles in his mouth.
You can't unsmoot Smoot.
He's gotten better.
Yeah, but he's the nickname king. He's come up with some great nicknames. He got a nice little T-shirt. I think we should all try to get. Let Grandma cook, and it refers to the Commanders early in the year when everybody was complaining. People like Jack Carr saying that they don't see it, they don't want to spring the powdered sugar.
The powdered sugar. Here you go.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta let it cook, baby. You gotta let Grandma cook. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I did let it cook, didn't I, KG? I let it cook. I let it simmer, fool. You keep coming up.
On this shit. That was your shit. I'm only saying the things that you said to me, Jack.
But you're not saying them the way they was put out there. You putting your own spin on that shit.
There's a level of doubt, and I don't disagree with
a level of caution. Level of caution. Like we said earlier, PTSD, it was caution. It wasn't doubt.
Okay.
So let's put that one to bed, son.
Can I just say something? One guy on this show, in the Midnight Rider or Big Guy KG, he's really good with our stats. How early did I call the Commanders success?
You called it like week 4, if not earlier than that.
You called division winners too, didn't you?
Yeah,
I called them. I did call them division winners, but I called it probably about
12 wins. 12 wins is close enough.
Yeah. So
I was hoping for 9.
A lot of people were hoping for 9. A lot of people were hoping for 9. Show some type of improvement. Let the rookie show, he can do things, and you got way more than that. So,
but you got to keep on the same page for next season. You're not good just because of that 1 year. So, I pray there's a lot of work going on in Washington from here forward.
But let me bring the conversation back to Randy Moss here. It's funny you say that about the term Moss, Midnight Rider, because that didn't become lexicon.
Oh, I see you, KJ.
Damn.
Oh, Yeah, KG. Yeah.
Stop.
When people talk about, you know, being mauled or you got mauled, that didn't become lexicon until like I say about 2009, 2010-ish.
Lexicon.
That's when that became everybody's, you
Word.
know, that became everybody's verbiage and vocabulary. But I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna tell you now, I like to take the credit of being one of the guys that invented that verb because we were one of the first to use it. But myself, Ernest Haskins, aka Ante, Donnell Hampton, aka Donnell Bones. We were the ones that came up with that because we were talking about going out mossing people back in '99.
I think the term was around early. I think a lot of people use that term, and I think it just didn't become part of the. Since we want to drop lexicon, I'll drop nomenclature. So there you go.
BJ, okay. You good?
I'm good. I am good over here. I'm enjoying this.
Don't get hit in the head with these words.
Nah, I am. No, I am getting hit in the head. That's why I'm just kind of,
my head.
It's just a heavyweight round where you got to take them hits and you wait. It's like 3 seconds left. You're just waiting for the bell. Please, God, you're on the rope. Oh.
I looked up lexicon and still don't know what it means. No, it's another way of making a word, correct?
Huh?
Making a word short or using another word to describe something. Is that lexicon?
Lexicon is like your vocabulary to a certain extent. It becomes part of your mainstream. Same thing with nomenclature.
Okay, so my lexicon is Jackanese. All right.
Yeah, there it is. Anything that you say, Jackanese is a lexicon. You're absolutely correct.
Thank you, fellas, for schooling me.
Yeah. That's also the 2 words we just used are top 5 in my alter ego Fat Poet words that we use.
But now I'll say this. You look at that and you talk about him becoming a verb. You know, when you talk about people becoming a verb, like John Madden said it years ago when he was talking about kids playing the game. He said, I become a verb. The kids don't say they're playing football. They say they're playing Madden. He said, I'm a verb now. I think that's one of the highest honors I've ever gotten because kids are playing my game and I'm a verb. When it comes to Randy Moss, you got mossed. I'm a moss you. Like, that's the highest honor. And to go out and actually do it. And a lot of those plays, they say, oh, so-and-so got mossed. No, they just fell down. Like, it's a criteria to get mossed. Of course. But it's a criteria to get mossed. If you're going to get mossed, it's got to be a criteria to it. And I love the segment. I just wish there was more of people getting mossed instead of just people just, failing in coverage. But I digress. I'm happy to see Randy Moss back. I love that when you talk about storytelling, he's a great storyteller. If you see him off camera, just in his personal time, and he's telling stories, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So glad to see him back. Now we got to talk about Happy Trails. Today is my man Hubie Brown's last game. He's going to broadcast his last game, 91 years old. I was talking about this earlier in the season. I was telling BJ, I was like, man, I'm not really a fan of, him doing a last game. Let him leave when he's ready to leave. And I kind of feel like they're kind of ushering him out. But ABC has messed up their broadcast booth so bad, it's not even funny. When you got rid of Mark Jackson, you got rid of Van Gundy, you kept bringing, so you took the best 3-man booth you had and you broke it up. Now you're ESPN, ABC, same company. Now you're getting rid of Hubie, and I'll go first because this is near and dear to my heart.
Well,
I've sat and listened to Hubie Brown break down hoops on TV. I mean, on the radio. I've had to work late nights and listen to a game. I've sat down, I listened to Hubie. I listened to Dr. Jack Ramsey. I listened to Coach Thompson. These are the people that I studied the game of hoops at their feet. So for Hubie to be leaving right now, it kind of rubs me the wrong way, but I understand it has to happen. I'm not happy about it, but I will be recording his last game to get to that and feel that nostalgia. Go ahead, Jack.
What game is he calling, KG?
I want to say it's the what is this? The Boston game.
Of course, it's the Boston game.
Geez.
Best team in the league.
What up?
76ers Bucks. I'm sorry. No, he doing 76ers Bucks.
There you go.
Celtics.
So it's on you, Jack.
What's on me?
Huey Brown.
Huey Brown.
Happy
Brown.
trade.
At the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I'm cool with Huey Brown. I mean, I didn't know he was leaving like right now. Why is he leaving in the middle of the season? You say ABC mixing shit up, huh? I'm cool with Huey. He called a good game, and he was a great coach. And I'll let the rest of the fellas get on Huey. So go ahead, Mineral. What you got?
I mean, I know you used to walk Huey Brown to school in the mornings, so that's just the thing. But nah, Huey is one of a kind. He was one of those basketball minds that I think he's one of the things that Larry Brown couldn't be, and that was adjustable, adaptable. I think he had his way of basketball, and if you remember his teams, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh God, you didn't mute it that time, bro. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Huey coached Memphis for a minute. Couple of their playoff runs with the guys Zach Randolph and company. And I just think it's just something special with him. Just the way he talks basketball, he makes it relatable, he makes it easy. He doesn't try to talk over your head when he's describing the basketball game. Like, he makes it very fundamental. And if you never played basketball, I think he makes it easy for you to understand what basketball is on many fronts. And I think some analysts try to be too smart for their own good. And sometimes you got to remember that you're talking to people that don't really always know the terms you know. And I think I nerd out sometimes when commentators use terms that I know of and I like. But Huey's good. Huey's really good. I think I don't want to say he should be gone, but I mean, my man's like 90. And I just think he should just, and I know it's hard for a person like that because it's part of the things that keeps you going. But I also think he's kind of got to make room for the next guy, like the next kid. We get us the kid that's going to take his place. And yeah, that's all I got.
I'll just say this real quick because you guys have really touched on just about everything. Like the Midnight Rider said, it's just the way sometimes you have to know. Like, you don't get me wrong, you got your basketball nerds out there and geeks, but you have to be adaptable. You have to be able to talk to the masses and not have somebody want to mute the game because people get frustrated when you're talking in gibberish and using those big words. You know, and the logo and the slang of the whatever sport you're using, you get frustrated if you don't understand that. But when you have somebody that can break it down, you know, like you have to talk. It's crazy. You have to mix it in where you're talking the game, but you have to talk to people like they've never seen the game before. But you still have to talk to the people that know the game and follow the game daily. And when you get that type of announcer, and it comes with experience and stuff. That's what you get with Huey and a couple other people, and like Midnight Rider said, it's his time. And I know KG, he's stubborn. He doesn't want to see people like this leave because you lose a wealth of knowledge. You lose a lot when you lose somebody like this. But I always tell him, the next man to come up, the next coach, the next Huey Brown, the next Dick Vitale, they're in there somewhere. You just got to give them a chance to make their mark. We just like with us, we're waiting on our chance. The Sideline Junkies podcast, or we're up and coming. So you got to get the Huey Brown podcast out the way, and let them go on so we can get our chance. And it's not, it's no ill will or anything. It's just, if they are pushing them out, we already know this is how the networks are. They, they try to get younger, they try to have new faces. But at the same time, if he wants to do something, it's a world ahead of him. He still got he can do his own little podcast. He could be on some, he can be guest. He doesn't have to go away completely if that's what he wants to. I think you'll still see him. Now, if this is his choice, I think he'll disappear into the sunset. KG.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm being honest here. I had a conversation when they first announced this. This is about beginning of the season. I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago they first announced it. And I remember I said something to BJ, and I was sitting at home, and I went to my wife. And my wife asked me what was wrong, and I explained to her what was going on. And with tears brimming in my eyes, I told her, I said, it feels like I'm losing everything. Because everybody that I grew up with, everybody that I enjoy listening to, everybody that I learned the game from, it's like they're taking everybody away from me. And that's how it felt. It took my wife, who's not the hugest sports fan, it took her to console me and calm me down and help me understand why this is happening. It's not losing everything. And if she wouldn't have did that, I would be so bitter right now with this move because of my feelings towards Hubie Brown. I'm a huge Hubie Brown fan because he means so much to me personally, but he means so much to the game. I've never heard anybody say a bad word about Hubie on commentating. I've heard people say that they didn't like John Madden as a commentator. Guy I used to go to church with, used to call him Chalkboard Charlie. He draw on the screen too much. I say, yeah, but that's how we learn the game. And if it wasn't for my wife, I think I'd be very, very bitter right now with this move. So I want to tell her, thank you.
But there's a great song on the Quincy Jones album. It says everything must change. The young become the old. Seasons do unfold because that's the way of time. Everything must change. I don't want to do the whole song because I could break out the whole song. But
I know you can.
I'll tell you, I'm sitting here looking at Hubie's coaching career, man. It's unreal. He was a high school coach from 58 to 67. He went on to be an assistant coach at William Mary, 67-68, assistant at Duke, 68-72. Then he bumped up to the NBA and became an assistant coach with the Bucks, 72-74. Then he went to the ABA and was coaching the Kentucky Colonels from 74 to 76. Then Atlanta Hawks, head coach, 76-81. New York Knicks, 82-87. Then he took a 16-year break. That was weird. And then he came back to the Memphis Grizzlies in 02-04. And that was his last coaching stint. So from 58 to 02, man, that's a long time.
But you know that break is also because he was kind of like Joe Gibbs in his search for success. So he burnt himself out. Like Dick Vermeil is another person that I can think of in that category. They burn themselves out because they're living in the moment and they're not leaving no stone unturned. And they're trying to make every change and adjustment to the adjustment and just have it in their pocket, that they could go to it. And I think that's why you had that 16-year gap. I also believe that there was a spot where in basketball, even in football, when it comes to coaches fall in a bucket, and it's like maybe they can't reach the guys that we have. You know, there's a reason certain guys just keep getting brought back, and some guys get one shot or two shots and they're done. And I think that's what kind of happened. And I think Memphis just had the vision to understand that, like, we got a team, we need somebody that can just teach. And once we get him to teach, we can go on for success, because he put Memphis on the grid to become what they were during that stretch, because they had a nice little run. They just couldn't get past certain teams.
That was back there. What? Zach?
Yeah, that's Zach Randolph. Maybe Gasol. I think that's pre-Gasol, but
well, that year when he came in, they fired Sidney Lowe after 0-8 start.
Mm-hmm.
Sidney Lowe, the Mather kid, right?
Yes.
And you also got to remember, he won Coach of the Year with the Grizzlies when they won 50 games his second season.
Exactly, 50 and 32. That's exactly right, KG.
Perry said, "Goat on color." He said, "I get it." Part of us getting old and the generational changeover, and I think that's the part that I struggle with, because sometimes, even at this ripe age of 43, am I old? No. But am I young? No. But in my mind, sometimes I still feel like I'm that 15-year-old kid. I got nothing to do on the weekends but clean the house and game, and then go outside and play football, because all I got to do is go to school on Monday. Sometimes I have that feeling. And certain times when you listen to certain people, you feel like that. You feel like I'm a kid all over again. Makes you feel young. Perry says why he chose to retire. Yeah, and I can't be selfish with that. So, and remember, he just lost his son Brian, who did play for the Knicks, who did play-by-play for Knicks radio, who was 54.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Matty Ice checking in. Good morning, fellas. Just got off the ice from a girls under 19 game. Best damn game I've had all year. How many ejections, Matty? How many ejections?
You missed one.
Matty Ice, do they stream those games?
I don't think they do.
Hey, fellas, since we're getting ready to wrap up just a little bit of NBA talk, I was cleaning my desk the other day, and I located this. Y'all see that?
Is that Wes Unseld and you?
Is that Wes?
Yes, sir.
Look at that badass kid.
I was hooping up there at Bowie State University, boy.
What kind of cut is that? Is that one of them bowl cuts?
That's a Rugrat, man. That's just a Rugrat haircut, man. It's like the 19 shit. This here is probably.
Go ahead, say it.
This is probably 1979, maybe. I was at
here.
The camp was at Bowie State. Okay, now I think Bowie State was pretty new at that time, or they did some renovations, something, because we stayed in the dorms and did everything for a week. And man, I thought I was so far away from home, man. What's Bowie to Riverdale? 20 minutes, 25 with some traffic. Man, I was sending postcards home, calling, why you ain't write me? It was fun, man. And my boy Richard Farley, he ended up making the all camp team, and me and him had a blast. We went there for 3 years, man. Me and Wes
you just touched on something what KG said. When you're a kid, the world is magical, and when you're in Bowie and you can catch an Uber home, you don't know that, and you're in another world, and that's the beauty about them. Being a kid in those teen years, because you get to be in La La Land, when you get to be a kid. So
yeah, no, it was great. We got to, Kevin Greavy came out, Chenier was there. Who was the coach back then? Mora?
Mata?
Wasn't he was in the 80s, wasn't he?
I think Dick Mata was the coach of that 79 team.
Okay, then Mata must have been there.
That's my thought. I'm not.
No, I was trying to. I know the coach was there. I just can't remember. I thought it was Mata, so it could have been. 79. That was the year the Bullets played the Supersonics, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a big year, and just being out there around NBA players that close to you. I mean, giving you a high five, patting you on the back, razzing you. And then you had camp counselors, mostly JUCO players and stuff like that. Became friends with them. I still talk to one of them to this day, a counselor from when I was a little kid. So, yeah, sports camps were always fun. I went to all different kind. I never went to a baseball sports camp. I just did like workout weekends and stuff. But
Perry got a good point. 43, you a damn youngin'. But the part that just hear me out. The part that is going to make you feel old is when you start doing these surveys or you do something, you fall in that line between 45 and 55. Dude, because that's a whole different. Like you gotta go. You're in the fourth. You know what I'm saying? It's like you used to be one, you used to be two. Now you're scrolling.
I'm on the other side of that, man.
It's a whole different world, bro.
Perry said, "Wow to that picture." Maddie checking in. He said 0 ejects 2-0 game, just up and down ice. Did he eject the coach last night in the under 8 game? Damn.
8. Jesus, we got man.
I thought KC was the coach in 79. No, 79-80 was Dick Motta.
Yeah. Oh man, that
was Dick Motta. And you guys are talking about Hubie Brown and the Grizzlies. That 2003 season, he had I just had it. He had Stromile Swift.
Yes.
Pau Gasol was there.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Battier, Michael Dickerson, Ryan Humphrey, Brevin Knight, Mike Miller, Wesley Person, Lorenzen White, Earl Watson, and Jason Williams, just to name a few.
Oh, so Big Boy wasn't there? Randolph wasn't there then?
Nah, he was still out in Portland. But if he was in the league, he was in Portland. I can't remember what year he came in the league.
Okay.
Yeah, he would have been in Portland because that's when they were losing to the Lakers in the playoffs.
And then that season that they won 50 games, he's Shane Battier, Troy Bell, Pau Gasol, Ryan Humphrey, Dante Jones, Bo Outlaw, James Posey, Jake Sakalidis, Bonzi Wells.
Bonzi Wells is my guy.
Bonzi Wells, good God.
Bonzi Wells and Katino Mobley are two of guys that, just you can, like they just basketball players. You don't have nothing else to say about them. They just ball and they just score the bucket, man. They're a walking bucket.
Perry said they just celebrated my Jordan at MSG.
They just celebrated Boston at MSG the other night. I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, Zach Randolph was still important because that was the early time when they were the Jailblazers. And he was buried on the bench. Him and Jermaine O'Neal was buried on the damn bench.
Got it.
All right, let's keep going, baby.
Trade rescinded. Since we're talking about the NBA, trade rescinded. The Lakers rescinded trade for Mark Williams due to multiple issues with the Hornets' big man's physical result. So that means Connect, Cam Reddish, and that first round pick go back to LA. Mark Williams goes back to Charlotte.
The only person that could be really happy about this is Jackson Hayes. He gets the unlimited. He gets time, like no matter what. Now they may have to go find somebody else to be a big off of the guys that get bought out or something like that. Maybe they can find somebody, but this is his thing. This is his opportunity to be the center and to run this thing. Get all the opportunities he wants, and it's going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on this trade?
I'm happy to hear. I mean, I don't say too much good stuff about the Lakers, but I like Dalton Connect, and hard to say a Celtics fan is disappointed to hear a good player be released or traded from the Lakers, but I thought it was a bad move getting rid of him. I would have got rid of Reeves before I got rid of Connect.
I got what Perry's saying now. I got what he's saying. I just celebrated my Jordan and MSG. Do the math. I just got what he's saying.
What's up?
The double nickel. I just got what he's saying. I got it. It took me a minute. I got it.
God is 5'5". What's that mean?
He's 55.
55.
Oh.
I just
Damn.
got it.
Oh, Perry old like me.
Just got it. And
I would never told my age, Perry, because I thought you might have been 50. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even.
Me too. Me too. No,
I thought Perry only had me by a couple of years. Maybe 1 or 2. But then I had to think about it. Him and Sumo went to college together. So
next time me and Perry get together, we're gonna tell y'all, hush, your elders are speaking.
Hey, that's not fair, man.
All right, Perry,
That's not fair. That's not fair, because then we gotta hush. I mean, that's not fair. But Perry said he's not surprised. Williams is talented, but a walking mass unit, and that's a problem, man.
And that's the only reason I didn't like the trade for him was because of that.
They didn't give.
When is he going to be healthy? It's like you gave up AD to get baby AD, the lethal version of AD.
The lethal.
What's he got hurting? What's he out with?
He's got a little bit of everything. He's got a bad back.
He's got bad feet.
Yeah, he's got all those things.
Yeah, that
it depends on the day of the week.
But I tell you, if he can get out there healthy, he can give you
oh yeah.
He can give you at least 12 and 12, at least. And 3 or 4 blocks.
He's a walking bucket.
Mm-hmm. No, I like Lively. I mean, not Lively. What did I say that?
I like
he
Lively.
Said, look at me. Why would I be ashamed? Ain't got no reason to.
Hell nah, man.
Talking about Mark Williams.
If y'all talking about, hush your elders speak, I mean, what can we do? We can't do nothing. We gotta hush. So, it's
if you was raised right.
I wasn't raised right. Forget y'all.
Shut up. I know Big Ben Conti Sr. raised you right.
You know for a fact, baby.
The boys at Carroll threw foot in your butt if you acted up. I know what happened with you.
Before we
you want a quick story on that? My freshman year, my homeroom teacher is Billy Barnes. He used to coach track there, he was the freshman boys basketball coach.
That name sounds familiar.
So during roll call, he stops when he gets to my name, looks dead at me, and is like, "I went to school with your dad." I was like,
"That's
cool."
Right.
My second period class was math. I had this lady, Sister Jane Blizzard. She sees my name. She looks. She goes, "Did your sister go to Notre Dame?" I was like, "Yes." She's like, "Oh, I teach her." I was like, "All right, what is going on here?" Like, I think 3 of my first 4 classes, the teacher either knew my dad or my sister. I was like, you know what? I can't get away with shit here. I just gotta
yeah. That's where it was with my cousins at Blade. Not on the Carr side, but on the Kramer side. Kramer side's huge. And my cousins that lived just across the Anacostia River from me, there was 5 of them over there. So I had all 5 of them went to Bladensburg before me. And I tend to favor the Kramer side more than the Carr side. So I come in like, oh, little Kramer's here, little Kramer's here. My cousins was pretty badass too, so it was nice.
Sorry for the off-ramp.
It's all good. Perry said, on a good team, Williams is a walking double healthy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
You can jump out of the gym too.
Before we just real quick on the NBA, did you guys see the fight between Kelly Oubre and Joel Embiid, and Embiid trying to tell Oubre to get back on defense and stop walking it? Oubre told him, "This is only your 4th time out here."
I'd say the same thing.
I don't blame Oubre, man. This is like, you got some nerve and you don't even play.
Exactly.
Like, boy, be quiet.
Suck it.
And I for all the talent Embiid has, I used to consider him one of the best players in the league. But number 1, he's a dirty player. Number 2, he's a dirty player. And number 3,
you like
he's
dirty
soft.
players. You like dirty players. John Stockton. You like dirty players.
Oh, sugar.
You know what? We're not even gonna get into that, because John Stockton, a dirty player because he take back the fuck up off me. That's not dirty. But anyway, Let's get to the NFL honors, man.
Honors.
This was Thursday. They announced some awards. Defensive Player of the Year was Patrick Surtain II. Offensive Player of the Year was Saquon Barkley, which we knew that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Comeback Player of the Year was Joe Burrow. Defensive Rookie of the Year was
Wait.
What?
Joe Burrow was Comeback Player of the Year?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to give him something because he had an MVP season. So they had to give him something.
You know what? Touche, boss man. That makes all the sense in the world.
Jared Verse was defensive rookie of the year. Jaden Daniels, offensive rookie of the year.
Quiet as stuff. That defense along at the Los Angeles Rams with Verse. I forgot his buddy's name because they both played at Florida State. That plays tackle beside him. The Rams are going to be trouble. And this is, I think, the first year the Rams actually have their first round pick after they sold their souls to the devil to dance in the pale moonlight. So I think Los Angeles is a sneaky team that's going to be back at the top. I mean, they got in the playoffs, but they snuck their way in this year. I think
Brandon Fisk is the defensive tackle.
Yes, they're going to be a problem. And they got a nice young secondary with a bunch of young guys I think they got a lineman named Cody Bryant, something like that. And then they also have a couple of DBs. Of course, they got Cam Curl, who signed a 3-year deal. They're going to be trouble. They're going to be out there. They're going to make some noise. I think the only issue for them is the Stafford come back. And as long as Stafford's there, they're going to draft the wide receiver. And a guy that I think they would draft is a kid out of Miami. And I think they'd overdraft him. The kid Restrepo or something like that. Retro. He's the slot receiver for Miami. But he's a perfect, when I say perfect, he's a perfect Los Angeles Ram. I'd want him for us, but I think he's going to go later on, earlier than people would expect. But his name is Restrepo, and he's I think he wears either number 2 or number 3 for Miami, and he's a problem. He's not like super fast. He's quicker than fast, but he's where he's supposed to be at all times. He just finds a way to get open. I love him for us, but I think he's gonna go late first, but before us in the first. Sorry.
Going back to talking about Oubre and Embiid, Perry said basketball players argue they don't fight. And he said, I got a problem with that one. A-type QBs under 35 should never win comeback player of the year. Oh, no, should never win coach of the year. And speaking of coach of the year, Kevin O'Connell wins coach of the year.
He deserves it.
And he wins coach of the year. Dan Quinn gets one vote, one first place vote. One first place vote. Here's something. When you got coach of the year, I think Andy Dalton should have won comeback player of the year. Because he had an epic season.
Andy Dalton?
Not
Andy Dalton. I'm sorry. Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's definitely a good choice.
But Kevin O'Connell winning coach of the year, and in the voting, you had Kevin O'Connell with 25 first place votes, Dan Campbell with 19, Andy Reid with 4, Sean Payton with 1, and Dan Quinn with 1. I think Sean Payton and Dan Quinn should have been leading in this. If it would have been Sean Payton 1, Dan Quinn 2, I probably wouldn't be as pissed off as I am. Be a little upset, but wouldn't be pissed.
Yeah.
But everybody had Dan Quinn winning this.
Why?
I'm gonna ask a question. Because we all know Sam Darnold. And we know what the Sam Darnold effect is. A coach playing Sam Darnold as his starter for 17 weeks. How does he not win coach of the year? I mean, I know he's got Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and they got a nice running game, but still, it's Sam Darnold, the man that we saw seeing ghosts. And I think he came back to reality the last 2 weeks of the season when they lost to Detroit in the final game and then lost that playoff game. Like Sam Darnold decided to be Sam Darnold for 2 weeks. But before that, he played out of his mind. And we were waiting for the shoe to fall.
As far as Quinn getting snubbed, man, I mean, you look at it. Second place was Dan Campbell in Detroit, a team that went to the freaking NFC Championship game. Super Bowl. Didn't they go to Super Bowl?
No.
NFC Championship game.
Yes, they lost the championship game.
And then you got Dan Quinn in third.
You talking about the year before, KG, not this year. Year before.
Then you got Andy Reid. Fuck's he up there for? They're the Super Bowl champions.
They had to figure out a way to win ball games. They won more ball games by less than 7 points than anybody in the league.
With the talent they got, I don't think they should have won ball games by that kind of score.
Hold on. Wide receiver.
I love this because y'all are going to make my point into this segue. Go ahead. Keep going.
Juju Smith-Schuster, Xavier Worthy. You didn't have Hollywood to begin the season.
He's
Kelsey is on his last leg, and they're not probably using Kelsey as much as they could because they're trying to save him.
They got
what's the other guy? 83 or 84. He's your other tight end. Mm-hmm. You don't really have a run game because Pacheco was hurt early, so you had to go on the streets and pull Kareem Hunt in, and you end up losing 2 ball games, and the only one that really mattered was the Buffalo game because you week 17 or week 18, whatever that was, you just gave that away.
Well, I think it should have been Dan Quinn win the award, Sean Payton come in second, Kevin O'Connell come in third. That would be my choice for Coach of the Year. I don't see
that's not a bad choice.
Reed and Campbell needing to be there.
JoJo said, I think Dan Quinn should have won that. Perry said, comeback player of the year. You were right. Okay, yeah. Sam Darnold. Quinn should have gotten more, but O'Connell should have won. And Matty Ice said Quinn should have gotten more first place votes. She would think so. Then we got Walter Payton Man of the Year was Eric Armstead of the Jaguars. Come on, baby.
I forgot he was there.
Mm-hmm. Had to give them something, man. They sucked.
Oh boy. Hold on. I think I done froze here. Of course, the piece of resistance is the NFL MVP. And that was Josh Allen. He beat out Lamar Jackson to win his who should have won his third, but I digress. I'll turn it over to the boss, BJ.
You ain't got to give me full screen. That just puts because I need to see you guys' faces because this is a community segment here. Why wasn't Sean McDermott? And you know, I'm gonna talk from a Buffalo standpoint. Why wasn't Sean McDermott get any votes for Coach of the Year? Because this is what I don't like. They claim this is a regular season award, but it doesn't get announced till before the Super Bowl. So now you get all the playoffs in, you get everything else in, and they can say the votes are in before then. I don't really believe that. Go ahead, Midnight Rider. That's why I wanted.
The only thing I want to give you a heads up is there is a deadline. I think the All-Pro vote is Monday after the end of the season that the votes have to be in, and then Wednesday is the NFL honors ballot. So
and then they need to announce these awards at the end of the season.
But think about this: if you announce it after that point, what's the buildup? Like you're building up Super Bowl week because you want to have events. Super Bowl isn't just the Super Bowl; it's everything else. It's like almost ending everything in the year. It's the reason you have graduation. You know what I'm saying? And you have prom close. Some people have prom close to graduation, some don't. But it's the way of closing out your year. And I think they do a good job because it gives them the ability to have content the last week of the year. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Here's the thing, right? This is the NFL. And people are going to watch whether you put the honors at the end of the season before the Super Bowl. This is the shield. This ain't the NBA where they got to create ways to get people in the seats. The people are in the seats, right? Here's why. And Josh Allen should have won this award last year. Josh Allen should have won this award last year. Nobody's talking about that. And I'm not going to sit here and discredit Lamar's season. He had a fantastic season, right? Everybody counted the Buffalo Bills out. Everyone picked either the Dolphins or the Jets to win the AFC East. A lot of people didn't even pick the Bills to make the playoffs. They lost Diggs, their number one receiver. They cut Gabe Davis. All right. If you don't follow Buffalo, these are faces that got this franchise to where they are. They cut Jordan Poyer, the strong safety. They cut that they Micah Hyde was, leaning towards retirement. These are faces that helped get this franchise to where it is. They were part of the AFC Championship game in 2020. They were part of the 13-second divisional game, right? No one gave this team a chance. And guess who got this team to an AFC Championship with Khalil Shakir, a rookie, Keon Coleman, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, hurt Amari Cooper. The only solid on this team besides Josh Allen was James Cook. When Baltimore got Derrick Henry, we already knew that was a recipe for the rest of the AFC to be on notice because we already knew what Lamar could do, and you're adding Derrick Henry behind him. Derrick Henry, that's what a good dominant back does, and Lamar numbers just exploded because now as a defense, you got to choose your poison. Who do we stop? Do we set the box and go get Derrick Henry and let Lamar beat us, or do we sit back and try to stop Lamar from passing and let him kill us with his legs, or we let Derrick Henry go off? And I've said all season, with Buffalo, they had a unique issue. You just didn't know who was going to do what because, if you didn't watch Buffalo, you wouldn't know Khalil Shakir came on towards the end of the season. You wouldn't know that Dawson Knox was a really good tight end, and Kincaid was a good tight end, and James Cook was a good runner. But I will tell you this. If you take and you put Lamar Jackson on the Buffalo Bills and you take Josh Allen, you put him on the Ravens, the Buffalo Bills don't make the AFC Championship game. And that's facts. That's facts, unfortunately. And this is why he's your MVP, because he took a team of basically, quote unquote, nobodies, and he is the glue that makes that thing work. AFC Championship. Hey, Jack, take over for a second.
Well, I know when everybody was screaming that Lamar Jackson was going to win another freaking MVP award, I had Allen and Barkley as my front runners, man, and people looking at me and telling me I'm crazy, but I feel that Allen had a better season by far than Lamar Jackson. I feel that Saquon had a better season than Lamar Jackson. So Josh Allen got his due. Been nice that we were watching Josh Allen and the Bills play today. I would have taken that.
My bad, y'all. Somebody was at the door, so.
Well,
somebody knocking at the door
all the time. Only when I'm podcasting.
Here's the thing, Jack. You say people. Won't you just go ahead and call me by name? I'm people. Because I believe Lamar should have won this. No slight against Josh Allen. No slight against Josh Allen. But I think Lamar should have won this. I think Lamar should have won his third. But if he would have won that Buffalo game and wouldn't have got trounced the way that they did, I think he would have won the MVP. I think it all hinged on that game between those two. And that's a fucking problem because it's a regular season award.
But that's what I'm saying. And that's why I said they claim it's a regular season award. But if Lamar had beat Josh in Buffalo, he would be your MVP. They claim it's a regular season award. I don't believe that for shit. That's why I said if it is a regular season award, and it's too much doubt in the NFL. Just like Roger Goodell was on stage and he got defensive when people asked him about the referees in Kansas City. Sir, we got video evidence all year, not just the Buffalo game. We got video evidence all year, last year, year before, of plays that kept Kansas City drives alive. So you can stop with that bullshit. But what I'm saying is, these awards, when you do something out of the norm, Dan Campbell is in Detroit are supposed to win. So him having a good regular season isn't good enough. He needs to be, for him to win that award, they need to be 07 Patriot dominant, like absolutely kill people. The Buffalo Bills were wrote off the map, and they had the AFC East locked up, I think, in week 13. Do you hear what I'm saying? Everybody wrote this team off. They had the AFC on lock. I think week 13 or 14. They were done. They could have rested the rest of the people for 3 games. So that's why, and Josh should have won this award last year. That's why that's your MVP. Of course, the stats matter, but if I take you off this team and put somebody else on this team, can we do the same thing? With Lamar Jackson, you will not see the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game. If you put Lamar on this team, he's not doing the same thing. Josh is the better passer. The better quarterback is Josh Allen. The more dynamic, the more explosive, game-changing player is Lamar Jackson.
I don't know if I agree with you on all of that. I think Lamar Jackson gets this team to the same Buffalo team. I think he gets them to where they are. And the reason I believe that is because he's gotten teams that were bereft of talent and into big ball games. And they won those. I mean, they didn't win those big ball games because they lost to Kansas City. But last year's team is nowhere near as, I mean, I think they're equally talented to last year's Baltimore and this year's Buffalo team. I think they're similar in talent.
And this is where it differentiates. This is where the men and the boys separate. There are throws in the Buffalo Bills season that only Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Burrow can make with power and accuracy. The throw he threw in the Broncos playoff game to the running back in the back of the end zone, Lamar's not making that throw. Lamar's not making the throw to the one that Kincaid dropped for the game. He's not making that throw. There are throws throughout this season that Josh has made to win games that Lamar can't make. That's why I say if you switch them, they still have a good season. They still probably win the AFC. They're not going to the championship game because of this just certain throws, just like Patrick Mahomes. It's certain throws that when he makes, it's certain quarterbacks that can't make these throws. That's why I say it's certain quarterbacks that can make throws with power and accuracy. It's certain quarterbacks that make those with power. And Lamar has the power. He doesn't have the accuracy that Burrow, Allen, Mahomes. I'm missing somebody else. He doesn't have the accuracy.
I think the only reason I would push back on that is because Lamar would have the ability to do something different. Like he's a cheat code. So if he doesn't make that throw, maybe he makes a run, or and it's more explosive than Josh because he's faster than Josh. Like I think that's where we would go and be different. Like I think they have a different way of figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? There's 2 ways to fix something. You know what I'm saying? And I think with Lamar, he does it his way. And I think it's Lamar, Jaden, and maybe Hurts in the group that does things a certain way. And then I think it's Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen that do things a certain way. So that's the only reason I will push back on it, because it may not be those throws, because he may not need those throws, because he may have done something earlier in the possession.
And I get what you're saying. And I understand what you're saying. And I'm just going off the situations Buffalo were in where throws had to be made pinpoint accurate. And if Lamar's in that game, those throws aren't made, those possessions aren't kept alive, those touchdowns aren't made. And now you have a different team where they might not they might have still won the AFC East, but it's not locked up. I don't know if it was week 13. I don't know when they locked it up. It was something ridiculous that they had already locked up the AFC East. And I love the graphics where they showed, the CBS, the Foxes of the world, everybody that picked the Dolphins and the Jets to win that division. And that's why Josh Allen's my MVP. I didn't want to go. I just wanted 2 minutes. I didn't deal with 15. That's why Josh is the MVP. Everybody picked Baltimore to win that division. Nobody had Cincinnati doing what they. If Cincinnati had a speck of defense,
right?
A speck of defense. Cincinnati with just a speck. Cincinnati probably made the AFC Championship game. Burrow and Chase that offense went on a tear, absolute tear, but they just couldn't stop anybody. But when you're not picked to win stuff and you come out of nowhere, that's how you get MVP. That's how you get Coach of the Year. That's how you get these awards. When you're expected to do it, you have to be phenomenal. That's why I said Detroit had to dominate the regular season. You know what I'm saying? And Lamar did dominate the regular season, but the thing on the other side is Buffalo wasn't supposed to be there at all. And 17 made it happen. And I think one of the things that hurt Lamar is Allen should have won it last year. I think that's one of the things that hurt, this time. And we know the thing is, if you do what you're supposed to do, if Allen wins this award like he's supposed to last year, then Lamar gets this award. I was shocked to see Saquon didn't have more first and second place votes. He had a monster season.
It's a quarterback award.
And then that's another thing. That's a whole nother topic for another show. But I'm gonna get off my Buffalo Bills soapbox because the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs are in the Super Bowl.
Well, hold on. We got to run through some comments right now, and then we got something else to cover. But Perry said Allen should have won. Matty Ice said baseball does this too. Votes are in, but they don't announce until after they have content after the World Series. Perry said Allen should have won it last year. So NBA MVP voting because SGA should have won the MVP last year. I agree with that. Jojo said, "Yep, I had Allen." And were y'all outraged like this with Brady? Yes, it was actually a post that I came across, and they announced it was I think it was Brady's last season. It was either the last season or next to last season in New England, and they had his speech prepared, and he already had MVP locked up when he shouldn't have been the MVP that year. So, but it's all good. I was very outraged at a lot of Tom Brady stuff, but I digress. Then we got the Hall of Fame class.
You missed Perry.
Huh?
You missed Perry.
You said what I missed? Oh, shoot. Okay. That's why the dynamic element comes in, MR, but don't get it twisted. Allen is a better passer. I'll give you Allen as a better passer.
I'm not. That's not the argument. The argument is just I think Lamar finds a way. And I think that's what we're like there's the top 5 QBs in this league do things that nobody else can do. Yep. And it's the reason they're the top 5. And that's why I have Jaden in my 5, because I think they make plays that everybody else don't make. Everybody wish they could make. It's on their wish list. They may make that play once in a blue moon,
yep,
but it's not part of who they are. It's not part of their DNA. So we're arguing over hair follicles right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We arguing over strands of DNA. We're not arguing over like the period of their greatness. We're just arguing the smallest, minute things. You know what I'm saying? We're arguing over atoms.
And we talked about it with Jaden Daniels. It's a certain and only certain quarterbacks give you that, where if they have any amount of time left, you have a chance. And it's only certain quarterbacks. And like the Midnight Rider said, everybody does it a different way. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, it's going to be a dual thing. You're not – Mahomes is going to be more on the passing side. Allen's going to be a little bit more on the passing side. Burrow is going to be strictly passing, but he's just as dangerous with the arm as Lamar is, where he can pass and run, or Jalen Hurts can pass and run, or Jaden Daniels. can pass and run. So you get different aspects from different court, and that's what makes them so great, and that's what keeps these defensive coordinators up, because now this guy is he got accuracy, he can make this throw, he can make that throw, but then he could take off and for 70 yards, Lamar Jackson, and get you a touchdown spinning through people, making people miss. And then this guy can throw a dart 70 yards on the money, and you can set up the perfect defense. Like I said, it's just who you got in the backfield. That's it.
Oh, and for KG, the ESPN is breaking down the top moments in the Superdome, and one of the top moments was Chris Webber calling timeout against North Carolina when he didn't have a timeout.
Oh yeah,
I just thought you might want to know that.
Yeah, he did that.
Moving right along, Perry said, "Can't wait to hear K-Dot do DNA at a halftime show." By the way, I can't wait. Period. I just that's the biggest part of the day is the Kendrick Lamar concert. That's all it is. Pro Football Hall of Fame class 2025 was announced. Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. Sterling Sharp was the one for me. No Eli Manning, no T Sizzle. Thank you.
Why?
No Luke Kuechly, no Adam Vinatieri, and no Marshall Yonder, and no Mike Holmgren. We can talk about snubs all day long, gents. Sterling Sharp getting in. He is the headliner of this Hall of Fame class. Can we agree with that?
I don't know if he's a star, but I think he gets in because at some point you got to rationalize me having Terrell Davis in. If Terrell Davis is in, then Sterling Sharp has to be in. Point blank and simple. Point blank and simple.
I'm trying to get back to my computer.
He was the best wide receiver in the league. Probably his last 3 years before his injury.
He was played 7.
Yeah, but in those 7 years, he had numbers comparable to the great Jerry Rice. But if it wasn't for injury, he was Hall of Fame anyway.
Look up Terrell Davis' stats in his years.
Well, we can give Sterling Sharp a little dap for Matty Ice, Kent State alum. That's about it.
You're talking about one of the best receivers not named Rice.
He not in mine.
Well, then get you a new Hall of Fame.
No, I don't. Hold on, I don't. You can't make me.
I gotta open my computer back up because I had a couple of things real quick. I hate this because I've been on Sterling Sharp's side of the fence for so long, right? We talk about this all the time. This is a dangerous precedent, right? If you're going to give somebody Hall of Fame because of their trajectory to the Hall of Fame, it kind of taints it. Yes, he was a top tier receiver. He was doing this thing, and unfortunately, he got hurt and it cut his career short. But that's part of the Hall of Fame lore is longevity. And I think that now with him going in, so he's 97th in receptions and he's 109th in yards, right? So receptions, 595 yards, 8134.
Hall of Good.
Say it again. You can't use those numbers because
Hall of Good.
You got to keep him in his era. Now, that's the part that we're messing up. We're messing up his era.
I understand that, but
Hall of Good.
Jerry Rice is still number one in his era in yards, 22,895. So he did. Tim Brown, he's 7th. I'm looking at some older names. James Lofton, 12th. Chris Carter, yards, 13,899. Henry Ellett, 13,777, 15th. So, and I'm trying to see if somebody's comparable years wise.
Dude, let's look at these numbers. I got 90 receptions, 1,423 yards, 12 TDs his second year. 67 receptions, 1,105 yards, a 16.5 yard per catch, 6 touchdowns. Next year, he goes 69, 961. And this is with Don Majkowski and all those guys. Because if we want to talk about who's
Magic Man,
961, 4 TDs. I think this is year one of Brett. He goes 108, 1,461 yards, and 13 touchdowns with a 13.5 yards per reception.
About time he started getting
Next
in.
year, he goes 112 for 1,274, 11.4, and 11 touchdowns. The next year, he goes 94, 1119, 11.9 yards per catch, and 18 touchdowns. That's dominance.
It is, but it's only dominance and like I said, unfortunately, the career was cut short of injury. But and what I'm saying is now, guys that have these numbers, have these types of careers and numbers, just like we talked about. The name slipped me. There's some other. We talk about this every year because the Hall of Fame was doing this. It's guys that had short careers. Was it the Jaguars tackle? The guy that who was it that had that?
Yeah.
Baselli. That had these short careers. Unfortunately, yes, you played at a Hall of Fame level, but it has to be some. And I said this last year. I said it the year before. There has to be some type of like boundary, some type of level where you have to play a certain amount of years, whether it's injury, whatever it is. You have to play a certain amount of years. Because now, if you look at that wide receiver tier of guys that are retired, I think Gary Clark is above. People have better overall numbers. You have to look at everything. You can't
think about the guy that's.
What I'm saying, and I'm about to say something, and I'm gonna let you talk. What you're doing is you're giving a guy credit for what he could have been. What if he fizzled out and didn't have any more? I'm just saying that. What if he fizzled out and now you get 60 receptions, 50 receptions? You know what I'm saying? You're setting a precedent where now if a guy has a good 5 or 6 year span, he's a Hall of Famer. I don't think that's a Hall of Fame career. I don't think he should have made it. And real quick, I'm gonna let y'all talk because I have to go. If we look at the unofficial sack leader list, that's what everybody since 1960. Jared Allen is tied for 16th, right? Terrell Suggs is not in. He's above him at 12th. So it looks like what they're doing is everybody from 1 through, except Terrell Suggs, 1 through 16 is in the Hall of Fame. So then Terrell Suggs has to be a lock. He got 139 sacks. Jared Allen had 136. So for me, Jared Allen could have waited. Sterling Sharp could have waited. I'm gonna let you guys go. Go ahead.
No, I just think we're cutting short, not their careers, but what their impact was. I think if you're considered the top at your position for a stretch, and it's 4 or 5 years or whatever, I think you get if you're not 1, but you're 2, because nobody's putting him over Rice, but he's number 2. He was number 2 during that time. You can shake your head all you want, but it's
you saying he's over Moss
during that stretch? Yes, because Moss didn't come in the league till then. Look at your calendar, bro. Check your schedule. He left before Moss got there.
Okay,
but it's all good. You can take a nap because you sleep.
No. But I get what Jack is saying, right?
Killing me.
Let's not. I understand what Midnight Rider's doing. He's talking about in the league at that time. But what I'm saying is, let's put anybody 7-year stretch against that. He's not top 5.
All right, so let me help you out here.
I'll do that
Terrell
for you.
Davis got a gold jacket, right?
Say that one more time.
Terrell Davis got a gold jacket.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, the only reason he got the gold jacket is because he got John his rings. But he had 1,100 yards his first year, 7 touchdowns, 1,538 and 13 touchdowns his second year, 1,750, 15 touchdowns his third year, 2008 and 21 touchdowns. And then the last 3 years of his career is 211 yards, 282 yards, and 701. He's a Hall of Famer in their eyes. Tell me why doesn't Sterling get the same love? And I think what we are mixing up, and I'm gonna get into this because this is my next point, is I think sometimes players get caught in the waves, and what the waves are the next class is coming in, and the next class coming in, and the next class coming in, and you got to put certain guys in from that class before you put these guys in. So sometimes you got to find a point to get them into the Hall of Fame. So I don't think if Torrey Holt's in there, Sterling Sharpe should be in there. There's a bunch of guys. If Lynn Spawn's in there, then Sterling Sharpe should be in there. John Stallworth is in there. Sterling Sharpe deserves to be in there. And the problem we have is we're trying to cross numbers over decades and years and times, and you can't do that. You got to do what they impact. And Sterling Sharpe, for that stretch of time, was a dude. He was getting the number one corner assignments. He wasn't just sitting out there. And then he didn't have the quarterbacks. So I want this conversation to be remembered, because when people talk about trying to get Terry McLaurin in the Hall of Fame or whatever, this is what you're gonna have. Go ahead. Disagree, Jack Carr.
I'm good. Have we talked about Jared Allen and Gates yet?
Nah.
No, because I mean, they've been talking about trying to lobby for Sterling, but we need to hurry up and get up out of here.
And
so,
Allen,
what you got with Jared Allen and Gates?
Well, I saw a lot of people saying Jared Allen don't deserve this. That's bullshit. Jared Allen, he's got 136 sacks in 187 games, man. 07, 15 and a half sacks, 19 tackles for loss. And I saw an interesting stat. He's tied for the record for the most safeties. He's got 4 safeties. That's pretty cool. I don't understand how people think Jared Allen shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. I saw it in the chat, and I've seen it, talking amongst my friends. Jared Allen was game planned against. People didn't want to go his way. So you guys tell me why Jared Allen doesn't belong in the Hall.
I think I picked him and T. Sizzle to be in, so I don't disagree with you.
Okay, someone did.
I actually didn't. I picked of course I picked Eli. And I picked Suggs. I also picked Vinatieri. So
I don't know why. Eli?
Yeah.
At what point was Eli a top 5 quarterback?
Never.
Okay, so why
he's a winner, man.
If Jim Plunkett
he's a man.
He can't get in. He can if Jim Plunkett, because he's a Jim Plunkett. If I've ever seen Jim Plunkett.
Two good runs and that got you Super Bowls.
Yep. And that's it. I don't even think Kurt Warner should be in, to be honest with you. But that's not my choice or not my decision.
So Matty Ice said, for me, it's Antonio Gates, but I'm biased. He, of course, further shows how bad Kent State football is because he never played football at Kent State, but was part of the best moment in Kent State sports with their Elite 8 run in 2002.
That's right.
I think Antonio Gates is definitely in, should be in. He should have been in. I think this was his first chance, and I'm biased because he won me a lot of money from fantasy leagues, but Gates is an animal. He's probably in the top 3 or 4 tight ends. Only thing I think, if we got to give respect to errors, and this is why I don't like crossing errors, you got to give Mackey, you got to give Ozzie, and you got to give Keller Winslow Sr. some nods in the top 5, top 10, but he's in that group. Go ahead.
Don't leave out Jerry Smith, please.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
No. We know why he's not in the Hall of Fame, but no.
Then we gotta skip that.
But when you talk about great tight ends, Jerry Smith.
Never mind.
You can't talk tight end. If you're gonna talk Ozzie, all the Ozzie records, he broke Jerry Smith records.
Ozzie was nice.
Ozzie was the king.
But Gates,
but Jerry Smith was the king first, and we know why Jerry Smith is not in the Hall of Fame. We know. We don't have to say it, but we know why he's not in the Hall of Fame.
I got you. His little man-to-man coverage was a little different.
That's not what he did in his personal time. Was his problem. That was his thing. That was what he did. I don't give a damn. But one thing I can say is Jerry Smith could play some football.
I got you.
Gates got some incredible numbers, man. 995 receptions, really close to 12,000 yards. But the one I look at, man, is 116 touchdowns. That's pretty nice. He played 16 years, so he was an Iron Man, you know. Gates is a no doubt Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Like I said, the only one I got questioned about on the whole list is Sharp. I like Eric Allen. He was a shutdown defender.
And he's another guy that got caught in the wave. Because he probably could have been in sooner, but there were probably guys that came up, you know, newly retired guys that kept pushing him back down the list of importance.
Well, a key thing I like about Allen's stats, I mean, first of all, 54 interceptions. That's pretty cool. But he returned a touchdown 3 times in 2 different seasons. He definitely was a ball hawk, and he knew how to take it to the house.
Yeah, I mean, I think at that time it was Woodson, Dion, Green, and Allen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then whenever it changed a little bit, maybe Allen was like in the top 10, but he wasn't in the top 5, but he was still in the top of cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree.
Totally.
All right, we're gonna have to put a pin in that because we already too far gone. So we'll come back to that. Matter of fact, we'll talk about this maybe Tuesday, something like that. But we got Eagles and Chiefs tonight for all the marbles, the whole enchilada, the whole thing, the whole shebang. Last game of the NFL season, Eagles versus Chiefs. Chiefs 1.5-point favorites. Over under is 48.5. Jack Carr. Take it.
Before we go on, we gotta have a moment of silence for football. Because it's gone. It's not gonna be here. We're gonna have to wait 6 more months or 7 months before we get to real football. So just a moment of silence, real quick. I know it's 7 yards. Shh. All right, let's go.
Go ahead, gotta do that one-eye peek on your prey, you know.
Jack Carr, take it away.
Well, it's here. It's Super Bowl Sunday, everybody. Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, KC going for the three-peat. Eagles just trying to avenge the loss they had a couple years ago, 38-35, in a great, thrilling Super Bowl. Philly got to run the ball. You know, everybody knows that. The best rushing team in the league. And then they can, you know, take some time to find Brown and Devontae Smith. But defense needs to step up and get some takeaways. Philly led the league in takeaway percentages. Their pass rush needs to step up. The cornerbacks are going to be worked by this Kansas City offense. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, the rookie, he's had a great year this year for Philly. Slay's back there, you know that. Their safeties, that boy Blankenship, he's going to be back there hawking. I really look for Philly to get an interception today. Barkley is 30 yards away from one of the most prolific seasons in running back history. So he needs 30 yards to have the most yards rushing in the NFL. Even though we went one more game at 17, I give Barkley big dap. Mahomes needs to create because he's going to be scrambling. And Mahomes is dangerous when he's scrambling. So he's going to be – I want to see a lot of Worthy today. Use speed. And Worthy is speed. Running and receiving. I would use Worthy on the reverse. The jet sweep. Get him deep. Kelsey, Hollywood Brown. I don't know. This could be Kelsey's last game. You never know. I've heard things, but last year I thought he looked like he was ready to stop. So, Kansas City cornerback Jalen Watson, he's been shutting down cats all year long. So, can he handle Mr. Brown, Mr. Smith, whoever he's going to be lined up on? Because the Chiefs got, the Eagles got Jalen Carter over there. He's going to be causing problems for this Kansas City offense. But I see Kansas City controlling this game with tempo and defense. I think today, Kansas City's defense is going to play better than Philly's, even though Philly's one of the top defenses in the league. So I take the over, and I take Kansas City. The score will be 38-30. It's almost what it was last time.
Yeah, you missing the 5 points from Philly.
Yep. I think 38-30. Kansas City gets that three-peat. Mahomes, Coach Reed, all of them just going to go on into history, man. There's three-peat Kansas City Chiefs. What you got, Midnight Rider?
Gosh, I'm trying to do math in my head right now. And
don't do that. That Carol math, boy.
This is better than that Bladensburg.
You don't know.
Oh, I know for a fact, bro. But seriously, I have no reason to go against Kansas City right now. And I think Philly's the better team. I think Philly owns every intangible on board, but I think the only intangible they don't have is the Mahomes Reed factor. And I know there's used to be a guy in this area that used to talk about Skins tangibles as like his difference maker. And I think this is one of those situations where I think we got like a Chiefs tangible, and I think they can find a way. And Kelsey said in an interview that he's not going to be done after this Super Bowl. He's going to go a couple more years. So add that to the mix. The score, I think I'm taking the Chiefs until the Chiefs prove me wrong. Gosh, I'm trying to think of a score that's going to make me hit the over correctly. I'm going to go 31-28 because that should give me like 50 points. Should give me like 50 plus.
59.
So I'm going to go 31-28. I think Saquon has 2 touchdowns. I think Kelsey has 1. And I think you get your Worthy and some of those guys. Definitely. I got to see what the betting line looks like. But I think we're going to make a touchdown because I think there's a touchdown scores. Depending on where you bet at, there's like a touchdown score option that you might get a bonus or you might get some love from that. So I would tell you right now, if you're gambling on the websites, see what you can get for touchdown scores because there may be a bonus, there may be a boost or something like that. But I know touchdown score has been a heavy emphasis this weekend for FanDuel and DraftKings.
Yeah, some of them have if you pick first touchdown score and they don't score the first, but they score later, they give you money back. I've seen that. But I don't want my money back. I want a hit.
KG?
Where'd BJ go?
Chris Driscoll
BJ had to go to work.
Says Eagles.
Oh.
Chris Driscoll says the Eagles. No, BJ had to put in some work. He's playing the SEC championship game today. Maryland versus Oregon. EA Sports College Football 25. The Big Ten championship will be later on. Notre Dame versus Alabama. Stay tuned for that. Michael Vlogs says, I don't know who y'all rooting for, but let's go Chiefs.
All right, Mikey. What's up, buddy?
Xavier said, I'm not rooting for any team. Give me Kendrick Lamar. That's what everybody tuning in for.
Not me. I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan.
Then you don't like real rap, Jack.
Yeah, I'm old school. Hit me to the hip hop. We'll give you day stop. Give me some Sugar Hill Gang up in here.
I'll say this. Give me, I'm not even going into no diatribe. Give me the refs. I mean the Chiefs. So it's no way in Fort Hills that the Eagles are going to beat. What? It is no way in Fort Hills the Eagles are going to beat the Chiefs. Not when you got to play the Chiefs and the refs. Not happening. This game ends in controversy. This game will be taled about for years to come because of how bad the officiating is.
Here we go, Midnight Rider.
The Chiefs are so good.
I make a bet. There's controversy. I bet. I put parlay. There's controversy.
But have I been wrong yet?
I can't believe the Chiefs are good. So good.
You done?
I knew he was going to say you done.
Matty Ice said, I will root for the Eagles, but I hate their fans, so screw that. I'll take the Chiefs for the 3-peat, but it will take the under. I think both D show up. And Matty said, damn, I wish Weird Al, I still want Weird Al for the halftime show. Yeah, that'll be a damn good halftime show.
Jimmy.
Because I'm fat, you know it. All right, it's Super Bowl. What you guys eating?
Is there any bread being made today?
No bread being made today. She made
stop asking for bread. You already got bread.
Blueberry muffins.
I like them too.
Biscuits. I'm sorry, she made blueberry biscuits yesterday. We just ate the last of those. Those were great.
Okay. Just asking questions.
Jack?
My wife making some chili cornbreads. I don't know. They cut me short on some finger foods, man. I might be bouncing up to the grocery store after the show. I need some jalapeno poppers or some wings or something. Not just chili. But I hope she don't see this part of the show. I ain't complaining. But yeah, that's what's up with us.
Midnight Rider?
I'm finishing off the Brontosaurus pork chop that I bought 2 weeks ago. I got another one in the oven, in the refrigerator, and I got some leftover potatoes.
Did you butterfly it?
I can't butterfly it because there's a bone in the middle.
So, in the middle.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna so what I did yesterday was I pan-seared it in a skillet and then let it cook for about 10-15 minutes in the skillet. Then took it from the skillet, placed it in a little small pan, placed it in the oven on 400 for 25-30 minutes. Oh, that drink came out. It was all in heaven. Because I got the burnt from the onions and the juice and everything like that. I didn't even put anything else on it. He was good to go, baby.
Wow.
And then I still got some leftover onions. And once I ate the onions and the peppers, not the onions and the peppers, but the onions and the potatoes, I got comfortable at some point and just dozed off. I don't know what I missed. I'm checking my phone records now to see my last phone message before and then the phone messages after. Because I know I woke up to Jack talking about Clemson beating Duke. So that's probably around 10 or 11. But yeah.
Yeah, you were sleeping.
I was in a good sleep too. Food comas, baby.
Matty Ice said my deep fried working, getting a workout today. Wings, mozzarella sticks, pretzels, jalapeno poppers, and buffalo chicken dip too. Yeah, my wife makes a mean buffalo chicken dip.
Hold on, let me see something because I might try to fit some chili in today.
So
you coming over to the island?
No, I'm gonna make my own, bruh.
Come on over, get some chili shot. I think they're gonna do chili with noodles too. What's that called?
I'm getting after we finish this. After we finish this, I'm stepping out. But we having fried chicken. We having air fried chicken, and baked party wings, deviled eggs, tuna salad, and then triple chocolate cake. So
you said when you heading out?
I'm gonna be all over. I got to go make some money.
Are wings ready now?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say if wings are ready now. You can make a stop by 1501. Drop some wings.
Nah, no wings ready yet.
Gotta stop at 1501, not 1523.
Hey,
the menu changed a couple of times because the menu, my daughter was like, "Why don't you just order pizza like you did last year?" And I was like, "Nah," because I had to go out and get pizza. I didn't get back till like right before kickoff. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a sausage sandwich because I got these Ben sausages in the freezer. I was like, I'm gonna do sausage sandwich, and my wife was like, everybody's not gonna eat that. I was like, I'm not doing this for everybody. I'm doing it for me. But we decided on some chicken, so that's that. I'm getting ready to go out, do a little work, and then come on back, get ready. But that's pretty much what it is. Now it's time to wrap that shit up. B. Final thoughts before we get out of here, fellas.
Shout out to the Georgetown Hoyas for a very complete win last night over Seton Hall. Mr. Michael Peavy had a ball game. And I think that's probably one of the guys that Jack Carr has been talking about. Also, a shout out to Florida for beating Auburn and Janae Brownie or whatever your guy's name is.
Janae Broom.
I thought Florida just played a really good game. And then the last part is I gotta give a shout out to Jack Carr because of the way he does his breakdowns, I've actually I haven't really forced myself, but I've gotten my love back for watching basketball. And by the way, I forgot one more thing, and it's a shout out to Coach Tom Izzo for tying Bobby Knight in the Big Ten for wins. Michigan State won last night over one of the West Coast teams. I think it was Oregon. So that's another shout out.
Yeah, you can give a shout out to Miles Kelly as well. He tried to keep Auburn in that game. He had 22 points, and I mean that was a good ball game, man. Florida Auburn and Duke Clemson was a good ball game. Everybody was busting my chops like, oh yeah, they unranked. Clemson's
you talked about it.
Huh?
You talked about Clemson and Clemson's length, and for the part that I saw before I went night was their length gave Duke problems because they matched Duke size for size on the wings.
Yes, no, the senior center for Clemson, Victor. Last name Lackhunt. He had 22 points, and he was just coming to the hole. I mean, like a guard. He had one heck of a game that kept Clemson in this because Clemson's star, senior guard Chase Hunter, Duke had him under control the first half, just like Clemson had Cooper Flagg under control the first half. But they both broke out a little bit in the second half, and Chase Hunter was able to hit some big shots to secure the win for Clemson. So I don't know what AP is going to do about their top 10, but mine's going to be shook up. Join us Tuesday. What are we doing Tuesday, guys? 7:30?
7:45.
No, 7:45 on Tuesday.
7:45 Tuesday. We will have our NCAA top 10 update.
The Jack Carr top 10 update.
JC's top 10. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. KG?
I'll say this. We didn't get to this in the show, so let me just say this really quick. Rest in peace to former head coach Dick Geron. He passed away yesterday of cancer.
Forgot that.
Yeah, that got buried under the lead. So I'll say this. He had an exciting team with those early 2000s Bears. They were cardiac Bears. Those cats were down 21-7, I think, to Cleveland with like 58 seconds left. And they scored 2 touchdowns to tie it, took it into overtime, and then that was the year. That was that year that Mike Brown. Those early years where Mike Brown was picking everything off and taking it back to the house to win the games, and it seemed like it happened every week. So shout out to him for that. Cancer boy, cancer's running rampant, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. But hopefully everybody can find some peace and enjoyment in today's game. Hopefully it's not too much controversy, so we can enjoy it. But enjoy the halftime show. Maybe, just maybe, we can jump in the group and talk about what was the best commercials and things of the sort. Maybe we can make a post and everybody drop in and give your first half analysis. So when halftime hit, let's all meet up in the room of Sideline Junkies 24/7 and do a first half analysis on a couple of posts. See what everybody think. What adjustments would you make? Let's all take to the halftime speech, take a knee and become the coach for a while. So
take a knee.
Matty Ice said 4 Nation Tourney starts Wednesday, should be great hockey.
And that's going to come up on tomorrow's episode of Drive Time, starring Matty Ice, starting at 5:00. Check that out. And then, of course, you got us Tuesday, 7:45 for the Tuesday night flight, 8 p.m. on Wednesday with in the passenger seat, starring the man of many voices, the man of many friends, Jack Carr. His co-host is this very handsome guy that I know, named the Midnight Rider. On Thursday, we got the Thursday Night Throwdown, and then Saturday, right now, we just have the WrestleManiacs. I'm not sure if the Gridiron is debuting next week or re-debuting. We got to figure that out. I got to talk to management.
Okay. In the passenger seat Wednesday, I had some scheduling problems, but I think I fixed everything, and I believe we will be having Louis Rome in the passenger seat Wednesday. Louis Rome is the cousin of Doug Rome. 1 year apart, competed against each other all their life. So this should be a pretty fun interview. Louis a hoot, man. I'm going to call him as soon as the show's over, see if I can definitely get him locked down for Wednesday.
Oh, it looks like Matty Ice is going to debut his Oh Say Can You Sing segment.
Awesome.
Where we break down the anthems. So that's going to be awesome too. Drive Time. If you don't know, you better know, find a way. It's just the off branch of what we do, but it's through that lens of Matty Ice. He gives you some hockey. He's going to give you an update on Ovi, and he's going to recap the weekend before. And then on Tuesday, we're going to do it our style. So
Matty's doing a great job, guys. Don't you agree?
I totally agree.
He did.
His first 2 shows have been knockouts, man. Great job, Matty. I look forward to seeing you grow.
John Baptiste is singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl, and Lettucey is singing the Black national anthem. I think that's I'm geeked up because I love me some Lettucey. I love Lettucey.
Who's singing "America the Beautiful"?
That's not in the mix.
If it ain't, if it ain't Ray Charles, it don't matter.
Well, when COVID came through. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you something. When you do "America the Beautiful," if it ain't Ray Charles, it don't sound right. Nobody can do it. I'm sorry. America the Beautiful cannot be done right by anybody. And Matty Ice, I don't know if you can back me up on this, but America the Beautiful done by Ray Charles is like the epitome of the song. Nobody else can do it better. I've never heard a rendition better.
I'd love to hear it been done by Whitney. I don't know if she did or not during her short time on this earth. But man, to hear Whitney Houston hit that, whoo, cookie.
I don't think nobody has done the anthem better than Whitney Houston. Oh, let me rephrase that. It goes Whitney Houston, Marvin Gaye, and then everybody else.
Okay.
And Matty Ice backing me up on that. Agreed. That, I mean, America the Beautiful by Ray Charles. If you have never heard it, please go find that and listen to it. It was actually in one of my favorite movies, The Sandlot. And Whitney has the best Super Bowl anthem. Oh my goodness. Super Bowl 25, Tampa, Florida. Never forget it. Never forget
Chris Stapleton. That Chris Stapleton is tough.
Yeah, that was tight.
I know Marvin did his rendition, but if we're talking just the football ones, Chris Stapleton's too. Marvin comes in differently because he did his during like the All-Star game or whatever.
What was that? The 83 All-Star game with the drum machine.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But we're talking about Super Bowl ones, yeah, because that's when I got on my Chris Stapleton kick.
Okay, who got the list for off-season shows? Matty Ice got to come on. We got to talk greatest anthems of all time across all sports. We got to talk, and we got to do that this summer when we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Dude.
We got to sit around and talk anthems.
Dude,
Okay.
All you got to do is we put a pin in a bunch of stuff when we was at 1 hour and 30 minutes on a lot of shows, and now because the games don't start till 6, we got a lot of 2-hour shows that we put pins in a lot of conversations. So we gotta go back and just pick up them pins. That's all it is.
Some pins, huh?
Yeah,
We got pins on top of pins.
We got a couple big pins to take care of. So
Yeah.
for the Gentleman Jack, the Midnight Rider, I'm the big guy KG. Can't say we don't do no overtime, but we are out of here.